Alright, so last video I kind of covered what I was going to be doing with this guitar. Some things changed a little bit. So I got my neck in, and lo and behold, the neck doesn't fit quite right, as expected, kind of. So what I had to do was the base of the neck where it attaches to the body it was too large for on the neck that I ordered, the little cheap $50 neck that I ordered. So what I had to do was kind of copy the lower template and the rounded edges here onto the one that I ordered, and then use a Dremel to Dremel out and sand off the excess that was there. I just use one of these little sanding Dremel bits. They work really well. Dremel and sanded off the edge to match the original. And then I had to sand a little extra off the edge of the neck just to get the neck was just a little bit too wide along the body by about ½ millimeter. But ½ millimeter is enough to not fit. So I went ahead and used the sander and just kind of sanded off the edge on both sides by about ½ millimeter on each side. And that allowed it to kind of slide in there and fits absolutely perfectly now. After that, I used because the screw holes are so small, there's nothing that you can use to really fit down in there to trace the holes in order to drill the neck for the hole pattern. So what I did, actually it's the wrong one. Do I have it here? Here it is. What I used was a wonderful tool from Dixon called the Reach series pencil. In this case, the pencil lead is nice and long, and that was able to reach all the way down through that screw hole so that I can mark exactly where those holes were on the neck. Drilled them out and screwed the neck onto the body. So now we have a neck on the body of our guitar that we're repairing. From there, came into another issue. When this neck came in, the nut up here was not flat. It looked like somebody had taken a router and kind of torqued the router as they were routing it down, probably because they were making these in mass-produced quantities. So what I had to do was take a hand file and hand file the contour of that to where it was flat again. After I did that, the nut that I got, the locking nut from the Floyd Rose tremolo kit, was able to fit on there pretty much perfectly. I also got these musically locking tuners. Went ahead and screwed those on there. In the process of screwing those in, one of my screw heads broke off of the screw while I was screwing it in. So now I have this wonderful little post here that I gotta eventually try to get something to torque onto there and unscrew that screw so that I can put a new one in. Just poor quality screws, I guess, from the musically kit that I got for these tuners. But these are locking tuners, and hopefully they'll work well. It's not really needed to have that there, but I don't like that sharp edge where that head was at, so I'm going to try to get that screw post out of there so that we can place that with a proper screw. From there, now it's a matter of getting the coils, the springs in there attached to the tremolo, and putting some strings on it. See if it works at that point. I have no idea if the electronics work. I haven't even tested them yet. I'll probably do that here in a little while. I went ahead and chopped off the ground line because that was a piece of junk and was basically a floating ground that could attach to any one of the hot wires and cause all kinds of problems. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that with some of this waxed solid core wire that I got. So yeah, I'll post the next video update here shortly.